Well, Zero Hedge has an article, as you can see, titled "The Data Is In. Stop the Panic and End the Total Isolation." What is this? Authored by Scott Atlas, MD. Not Doogie Howser. Not Doogie Howser, MD. Or what was that one? Evelyn, what was that show you used to watch? The doctor show. Evelyn. Evelyn. What was that doctor show you used to watch? House, right? Doctor House? Okay. Doctor House. No, not Doctor House. Real freaking doctor. Um, and I've got a theory on this. I'll go ahead and tell you that first. Why are the antibody tests the big ones being given out right now for corona? The antibody tests will tell you either A, I've got it right now, my body's fighting it off, therefore the antibodies are present, or, as I've mentioned 1,500 times now, if you had, past tense, and it could be years ago, coronavirus, you still have those antibodies. Therefore, you're going to test positive. So why is that happening? To show that even with a lockdown, millions of people are still testing positive. Most don't even know they have it because it was past tense. It still tests positive. And the numbers are going to show, oh my God, Donald Trump's going to say it at some point. Oh my God, look at how many people have tested positive on the antibody test. This is crazy. We did the lockdown. We did all this stuff. And, 50 million people still has it. Tested positive. Wow, this is incredible. So, considering how many dead people, that's 0.0... We locked the country down for this. What did they just show us in New York? 14% of the people have tested positive. Whoa, whoa, whoa. New York, that's super duper lockdown, New York City? That's right. 15% are testing positive. And you hear Andrew Cuomo every day, press releases, press statements, and they're asking him questions, and he is squirming like the dirty little worm he is. Well, if you want a job, go get it one in the essential area sector. Go become an essential worker if you don't like it. This equals death. This is death versus staying home. Okay, well, Mr. Governor, we don't do this for flu or when people catch pneumonia or anything else. You don't really pass on pneumonia. Whatever, any other virus or sickness, illness. We don't lock it down, right? People get it. Some people die, Governor. That equals death. When the flu season comes around, Mr. Cuomo, Como the bozo, it equals death. There are going to be tens of thousands of people are going to die from the flu. Yeah, correct. Correct. When we deal with it. Thousands of people die every year of car accidents. We deal with it. Honestly, I don't know what the exact numbers are, but it could be thousands. Suicides every year. How many die of suicide every year? I'm curious. The World Health Organization estimates that each year approximately 1 million... Whoa! 1 million people die from suicide worldwide still, which represents a global mortality rate of 16 people per 100,000, or 1 death every 40 seconds. It is predicted that by 2020 the rate of death will increase 1 every 20 seconds. Really? Well, what made you guys say that? How do you know that in advance? How about in the U.S.? Just curious. Every day, because we're talking in the U.S. In 2018, there were 48,344 recorded suicides, up from 42,773 in 2014. These are people willingly doing this, of course. I mean, that's what that means. And we have babies aborted. According to Governor Cuomo, he's fine with it up to the day of birth. No problem. That baby doesn't have a choice, does it? That baby didn't ask to be born. That baby was forced to be born by the two individuals who got together and did the old wanky wanky. if you will. Actually, not the wanky wanky. We call that the Scooby-Doo. They got together and did the old Scooby-Dooby-Doo. Okay, that was a bad joke. But the bottom line is there's so many different things people die from every year, especially just in the illness sector, if you will. And this is just another one, Corona. So let's see what the data has to say. Let's see what the data has to say about it. Mama said, the data is in. Stop the panic and end the total isolation. Authored by Scott Atlas, MD. Op-ed via The Hill on Zero Hedge. The tragedy of the COVID-19 pandemic appears to be entering the containment phase. Tens of thousands of Americans have died, and Americans are now desperate for sensible policymakers who have the courage to ignore the panic and rely on facts. Leaders must examine accumulated data to see what has actually happened, rather than keep emphasizing hypothetical projections, which, by the way, all have been wrong to date. Combine that empirical evidence with fundamental principles of biology established for decades, and then thoughtfully restore the country to function. 5 key facts are being ignored by those calling for continuing the near total lockdown. Fact number 1. And again, I got to tell you, in case you didn't already know this, politicians, especially these liberal Democrats, they hate this little thing called facts. Who can it be texting at my phone? Evelyn. Tom Hanks' blood will be used to develop coronavirus vaccine. Yeah, I saw that earlier, actually. You know, because he got it and successfully beat it, they said. Although you never saw him looking sick at all now, did you? Just like you didn't see old Chris Cuomo. What crap. Anyways, this little thing called facts that the left just hates. Fact 1. The overwhelming majority of people do not have any significant risk of dying from COVID. The recent Stanford study, university study, it's called the antibody study, now estimates that the fatality rate, if infected, is likely 0.1 to 0.2%, a risk far lower than the previous World Health Organization estimates that were 20 to 30 times higher and that motivated isolation policies. In New York City, an epicenter of the pandemic, with more than 1/3 of all U.S. deaths reported right out of that city, the death rate of people 18 to 45 years old is 0.01. Not 0.1. 0.01%. Or in other words, 11 out of 100,000 people. On the other hand, people aged 75 and over have a death rate 80 times that. For people under 18 years of age, the rate is basically 0. Of all fatal cases in New York State, two-thirds were in patients over 70 years of age. More than 95% were over 50 years of age. And about 90% of all fatal cases had an underlying illness. Whoa, back that one up, Jay Snip. Oh, yeah, no problem. And about 90% of all of that group, everybody who got it and died in New York City or New York State, 90% of all the cases had an underlying illness. And I'm the guy coming out here, hey guys, it's real simple. The CDC says right here, the report, guidance number 2 and number 3, if you're not sure if it's COVID, that's okay, put down COVID anyways. If it got pneumonia, you're probably going to put down COVID, that's okay. And I'm showing it to you. This is why the numbers are high. This is why they said, oh, we had 3,700 deaths last week, said the governor a couple weeks ago. And Trump caught it. Oh, they said they had nearly 4,000 deaths. It's funny. Most of them were not even from COVID related. Yeah, you know, not one moron. Well, that's why. Moron press person. Mr. President, you said did I hear you say many or most were not? Because I think he said many, not most. Many were not related to COVID. What stats did you get, sir? Oh, I'm glad you asked. The CDC guidelines say it. We got the new stats from the Department of whatever. They say it. Oh, So, Mr. President, how many do you suspect were actually from COVID? About a third that has been reported. So New York, that said they've got 12,000 deaths, all in the city alone, knock about 2/3 off that. Oh, so it's more like 3,000. Correct. And again, even out of the 3,000, how many do we know didn't know they had an underlying problem? Again. So there's that. Fact number 2, protecting older at-risk people eliminates hospital overcrowding. We can learn about hospital utilization from data from New York City, the hotbed of COVID-19, with more than 34,600 hospitalizations to date. For those under 18 years of age, hospitalization from the virus is 0.01% under 18 years of age per 100,000 people. For those 18 to 44, 0.1% per 100,000 people. Even for people ages 65 to 74, only 1.7% were hospitalized. That doesn't mean dead, just hospitalized. Of 4,103 confirmed COVID-19 patients with symptoms bad enough to seek medical care, Dr. Leora Horwitz of NYU Medical Center concluded, quote, age is far and away the strongest risk factor for hospitalization, she said. Even early WHO reports noted that 80% of all cases were mild, and more recent studies show a far more widespread rate of infection and lower rate of serious illness. As I just mentioned to you in the beginning of this video, half of all people testing positive for infection have no symptoms at all. Oh, the vast majority of younger, otherwise healthy people do not need significant medical care if they catch this infection. Again, it's like the common cold, like I said from the beginning. I'm over here fighting with everybody about it, having to call out people, about to ruin my damn friendships over this damn thing. Fact 3, vital population immunity is prevented by total isolation policies, prolonging the problem. Well, what? Prolonging the problem? We know from decades of medical science that infection itself allows people to generate an immune response, antibodies, so that the infection is controlled throughout the population, such as herd immunity. Indeed, this is the main purpose of widespread immunizations in other viral diseases, to assist with population immunity. Again, I said this the other day, guys. You remember when you were a little kid? Hey, we're gonna have a freaking chicken pox party. You didn't even know what the hell it was. You were a little kid, and they went, Judy down the street's got it. Let's go over to her house. Our kids now all have it. They built up their immunity. Boom, done. Have a nice day. That's what they're saying. Let's skip on to fact number 4. People are dying because other medical care is not getting done due to hypothetical projections. Critical health care for millions of Americans is being ignored, and people are dying to accommodate potential COVID-19 patients and for fear of spreading the disease. And again, most freaking hospitals, I say most, I haven't found one yet that had, they're overrun, they're overrun. We haven't found a hospital yet in America that has been overrun. In fact, it's just the opposite. Ghost towns everywhere, sending nurses and personnel home, some with pay, many without pay. We don't have the work. Sorry, go home. Everyone's rescheduling surgeries, rescheduling stuff because they don't want to go to the hospital. If I got to take my grandmother to the hospital, oh my God, she might catch COVID. We'll reschedule. So no one's showing up, which is okay, right? Because hey, we got a bunch of beds and a bunch of stuff that you people might need for COVID. We made all the extra masks and all the ventilators. We need 30,000 ventilators. Effing Governor Cuomo of New York. We need 30. We don't need 500. There's going to be 26 and 28. We need... Mr. Governor, President said you guys had 1,000 of these ventilators in a warehouse you weren't using? Oh, that is incorrect and patently false. Yes, we do have the ventilators in the storage, but we don't need it. And before I say, hey, you guys voted for these, this is who you vote for, I don't want to say that. Because to be honest with you, I don't think enough people are actually voting for these criminals, like Governor Cuomo. The votes are rigged. That's why Gavin Newsom, with the pedophile symbol in his freaking Twitter logo, little boy lover, the triangle thing, that the FBI says that's the symbol, he's got it. That's not me saying it. I'm not making a claim. That's the FBI saying it. That's what that symbol means, and it's in his freaking logo. Governor Gavin Newsom, California, liberal Democrat. Governor Cuomo, New York, liberal Democrat. Trump is crushing them. They thought we'd run out. Nope, there you go, got plenty. Oh, we didn't. Oh, here you got plenty. Oh, well, we need more beds. Can we use the ship? You know what? Okay, you can use the ship. Oh. And what did the news story the other day? Well, after servicing 100 and something people on the ship, it's time to get it out of here. We're leaving port. All aboard! We're out of here. The thing can handle 1,000 people. Whoa, whoa. 100 and something, that's it? Yeah, no one need it anymore. Have a nice day. Trump is blocking them off. Every exit they go for. Ooh, we got one. Boom, blocked. Oh, we got another exit. Oh, blocked. Hey, Nancy Pelosi. Testing, testing, testing. Free test. We need to test. You got to test. Okay. If you say so, says Trump. Okay. And we're doing the antibody test, which is showing people are getting positive, are showing positive who don't even know they have it. And again, that's because they may have had this years ago, had the little snipples or whatever, didn't affect them that bad, whatever. Now they got the antibody in their T cells or whatever. So now it shows up in the test. Oh, we're looking for this specific T cell or antibody cell. You have it. That means you either A, have it and you're fighting it probably successfully right now because we know what T cell to look for, or you had it in the past. Do you feel sick? No. You felt sick lately? No, I'm fine. Not coughing? No, nothing. Well, then you probably had it in the past. But Trump is going to use those numbers. He's going to use those numbers. So many people are going to be shown to have it or have had it. How many people died out of the people that had it? Oh, 0.0001 could possibly be coming our way. And we shut down. Listen to Birx and Fauci and Congress. Remember, everyone's telling me to shut down more. We're not shut down long enough. You guys want to shut down for 2 months, 3 months? And they'll still try. They'll still try to get it to the election. We got to shut down to the election. I wish them lots of luck. He's stopping them at every freaking exit they try to run for, thinking they got something over on them. So that was the final thing. I mean, it was a little longer than what I just told you, but I mean, the point is made. And for that, I'm out of here.